What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another live stream. It has been a while. I hope everyone's doing well. First of all, hopefully my connection isn't that bad. I apologise if it is. I don't know what's going on. I might have a word with the BT who I'm with. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. It's been a while. The live previews. Of course, hopefully this game can go ahead. Hopefully our COVID isn't too bad by the end of the week. Of course, we'll be going over everything. The new signing, a few other FA Cup games before this one, talking transfers, trying to predict some sort of team. But we can only do so much. But yeah, smash a like on the video if you haven't already. Make sure to subscribe and during 2021. I know I already done a post on the community page, but support has been amazing. So thanks to you guys for making this channel really good. So appreciate it. But yeah, big up to everyone in. We got Penguin, Ethan, William White, and BRC Tom as well, saying good to see you back. Appreciate it. But yeah, smash the like button. And of course we're gonna get into it. First of all, Neil, how are you? How have you been? It's been a while since I've seen you. I think it's 4 games off now. But yeah, how have you been?
Yeah, all good, mate. All done. Christmas out of the way, just back to normal now. But yeah, it's been fine.
Yeah, back to normal. Big up to Max as well, saying how you been. Big up to the other dude. Everyone sub to this legend. Appreciate it. Big up to Louis as well. And yeah, everyone of you in 12 so far. So appreciate it. But yeah, I think first thing to start off with, I think would be the new signing. I already said it on a post, I think it was on Twitter, that I seen that that journalist linked it, and then I was like, yeah, because you see most things nowadays, you get linked to someone and it rarely happens, or it doesn't happen as quick as it did. And of course, we were linked to him last Saturday, and then of course a few days later we signed him. What's your thoughts on? Because of course I don't know how much you've seen of him as a player, but the sort of striker he is, happy with that sort of signing. And yeah, what do you make of the whole thing as well? And obviously, everyone in the comments, get your thoughts in as well, and we go over everything as well. But yeah, what's your thoughts?
I mean, everyone was after a striker, which is probably was identified and is what we needed. But to me, goals never seemed to be the problem come the end. I know we weren't playing without a centre forward, but goals never seemed to be the problem. There were certain games, like Salford away, etc., where if we'd have probably had a decent 9, we would have put that game to bed. And there'd been other games like that. So it probably was required. As far as Loft himself, I'd be lying if I said I knew loads about him. He's one of them, and you look at Scunny, they're down with the dead men. You don't really pay much attention to him. From what I've seen of him, when I've looked at him, if you're gonna get any sort of centre forward in January, he's probably the best you could hope for. It's a tight market. If they're outstanding and they're brilliant, they ain't for sale. So to get him,
no,
and what he is really, I know he scored a few in a struggling side, but ultimately, to me, he looks a lot like a lad who used to play for Salford called Sphinx, Michael Sphinx. He looks like a big, tall, powerful runner. He looks like he works hard, works along the line. He'll give defenders an hard time. He's pretty physical. I said on a tweet not so long ago, you're never going to R9 your way out of this league. You can't. You're never going to get a player. You're never going to get a player who's going to dance around players and stick it in, because they ain't going to be playing at this level. So I think for the way Barton plays and how many chances we sort of create and the kind of chances we create, he's probably the best you could have probably identified to get. So I don't think much of it at the minute. It's one of them where I'm not going to be absolutely elated because I don't know too much about him, but I'm not going to say he's terrible or write him off. Every signing is a gamble. He could do his ACL in 3 games and be written off for ages and everyone will say he's a flop. So you just never know. But ultimately, the striker was identified, went and got him early, takes everyone else out the hunt for him when it gets later into the window and everyone's sniffing around and his price tag sort of gets to maybe 75, 80k. Got in there early, got it done. he's here now. Hopefully he stays fit, and if we keep on giving him chances, like we've been giving all the other lads chances, and they've been putting it away pretty well, he should do okay. Really, it's just a matter of finding his feet. We might not see the best of him until next season yet, because he's got to sort of bed in and mould into what we are and how we're going to play. Because we don't play nothing like Scunny. I mean, he's been feeding off of scraps there, and I think he's bagged 4 to 6 goals for them. So if he's going to miss chances, then he'll definitely get chances from us.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because he got 9 goals last season, and you look at their team as well. You know, only just survived by 2 points last season, Scunthorpe. And you know they haven't really got much. You know, I sort of feel sorry for them because it's like a lot of clubs, like they're run badly, they're going downhill in parts ever so slowly. Because of course I used to be in the Championship with the likes of Billy Sharp and Hooper up front, but yeah, they are a really poor team, and like you said, he's been feeding off scraps, but it's. Obviously, I know it's different because obviously people have probably seen their goals by now. I've done that little post where people have seen his goals from last season and this season, and he scores like all types of goals. He scores some really good long range. That's what I want. I want to see from a striker a lot of times when they're just in the 6-yard box, just with tap-ins, because that's what they're there for, isn't it? Picking up the scraps and that sort of thing. But yeah, of course, I don't know loads about him, but I've seen highlights. I've seen what Scunthorpe fans have said. To be fair, a lot of I'm not sure they're doing it because obviously they've lost him. But I posted my video on one of the League 2 pages, and a lot of Scunthorpe fans was like, really average. He's poor. He has 1 good game out of 6 and stuff like that. But it should be interesting. But there's not really much pressure because it's different. Because remember when we signed Tom Nichols and I think we signed him for like 300k. It's nothing like that. Like it's pretty cheap. Let's be honest. Around 50,000 we've got him for, and like you said, he's still got a bed in. But I've seen like loads of people like saying like right in him off already. Like obviously, I know you'll get people like that, but it's you got to at least give him a chance and let him see like a run of games.
I mean, yeah, as well as I do, being in like say if you're in that Thatcher's end, you ain't going to get long. People will start getting restless if he's missing chances. People will get restless with him. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's got to hit the ground running straight away, but he needs to show that he belongs pretty quickly, because we can be a pretty unforgiving bunch at times.
Yeah, that's true. It's going to be interesting. But the other good thing I want to say as well, and of course I don't think we haven't played them since because he's only been there for 2 seasons. Like a lot of people forget, like before that he was having like just loan spells, like 8 or 9 games out on loan, and obviously I don't think he done too well in his loan spells. But it's hard, isn't it, when you're a young player and you go on loan, it either for you or it's just like you either get used off the bench as sort of like a 10-15 minute player, so you can't really go off his loans as much. But he's only been playing first team football for basically since last season, and like I said, he got 9 last year, 6 so far in all comps, so we'll see. But he's also, what obviously I've seen in the highlights, is that he's got quite good feet for a really tall player, which is good as well. I think that's because you see some tall players, like it just doesn't look right when they're dribbling. But he hopefully, like you said, hopefully he can sort of get a few goals early on, and hopefully people will, give him the chance. But like you said, I know, a lot of fan bases, it's not just us that won't give players that long. But hopefully he can hit the ground running. Big up to Riley as well. And to Blake as well. Appreciate you joining. Big up to Matt as well, saying Rovers would have gone level with Tranmere if they could have played and won. It's been quite annoying. There's been a lot of games this season, especially sort of the last few, and like you picked out the Tranmere game, the Salford game, the Colchester game. There's been quite a few games as well. And Matt saying, good to see you lost. You do all right. Yeah, fingers crossed. Rob also saying, I'm not overwhelmed with the signing, but he's got to be better than Pittman. Yeah, but to be fair, Pittman's done all right. When he's when we've played goals, the games we haven't played to his strengths, he hasn't done well. But yeah, I know I'll have to sort my connection out, but it's bear with. I don't know why it's so frustrating. And Luke saying a right back and centre back is needed. Yeah, we will get on to that next. Actually, what positions? I can imagine you're with the same as me and a lot of Rovers fans that a centre back is needed. But is there any other positions you would strengthen?
It's hard to take. Like I said, January's such a mad market. You need to be careful about how you do your business, because you could end up just bringing in players just for the sake of it. At the end of the day, we're in a season now where it's going to be pretty much stop-start, I think. You're not going to get much momentum. You're going to be getting a game whenever you can get one, because COVID's going to play havoc, in these winter months. All the talk of a right back, Barton is stuck to his guns. He's not interested in playing 4. He's just not interested in it. So, and I know a lot of people were saying, "Oh, well, I don't like Anderson at wing back." Well, I don't think Anderson likes playing wing back anyway. But I think it's tough luck. You just got to get on with the job that you want you to do, because he wants to play 5 across that middle, which means you are a wing back. He's obviously trying to get that pattern of play to the point where we've got so much of the ball that Anderson remains high. I just think bringing in a right back is going to be dead wood for us, because we're never going to play him. We got Luca Hall as a cover right back. If ultimately necessary, we have to play a right back. He's not getting a game at the minute, because we don't play a 4. So I think you could end up bringing in a right back and him being dead wood and a waste of money anyway. Ultimately, Barton is going to want to play this 5. He's not deviating away from it. He wants to dominate the midfield and keep us in the opposition half by outnumbering possession in the final third. So I can't see him go into a 4. It's just not going to happen. He's not going to go to a 4 and just leave 3 in the middle of the park, because you're never going to dominate the ball doing that. So a right back it doesn't come into my mind. I can't see the strategy is to go and get a right back for me, because he's always going to want to play Anderson as a right wing back. As far as the centre half, it looks like it's going to be necessary now with the way it's going with the Plymouth thing. So Hughes didn't cover himself with glory anyway. He was really stop-start. He started terribly for us, got injured, looked well off the pace. So he was never going to get back in. He's never going to get a look in anyway. We started to look pretty settled when we had, Kilgore, Harries, and obviously Taylor in there. But I don't know how long Taylor's out for. That's a mystery to me. I don't know how long that is. Kilgore's a long one as well. Harries, I reckon he's got at least another 2 reds in him this season. So we definitely do need cover in that area. But again, I can't see us doing anything but looking at loans. It's a weird market. Like I said, if there's a good centre half out there, he ain't going to be available in January.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're looking in the loan market, and you've got to be careful with loans, because do they really give a toss? Sometimes you get good ones, like Taylor, who really want to come in and bed in and grind it out, or you get the ones that come in until the end of the season, just go, it's a game here and there. Just got to be careful with, because he's obviously built a group there that really do play for each other, and they run hard and they trust each other. You bring a bad one into the mix, it could all go a bit sour. I mean, he's dropped Whelan in there every now and then when we've needed it. I think the priority probably does have to be a centre half. It's just, where do you find them in January? It's just that it's an hard market.
Yeah. That's the problem. Like, if they're good, they won't be going anywhere. And then what do? Do you go for like a third choice centre back in someone's team, or what? And then they come in and then they're not that good. But of course, like touching on Taylor, hopefully Stoke don't get any more injuries, because otherwise he'll be getting recalled. And that won't be good at all. BRC Tom saying get Stuart Findlay, and I've seen him linked, but he's linked with Championship clubs. He ain't going to be coming to Rovers. another guy that was linked with us. I can't remember what site I seen it on, but it was quite a few sites. I think his name's James Brown. He was like a right back slash. I think he was linked with us, a few other League One clubs and Championship clubs, and I think he's close to signing for Blackburn. So yeah, obviously we're not going to be signing him. But like you said, it's tough, innit? You know, even with his signing now with Loft, it's lucky that we got him early. Um, unless you've spoken to a player before the January window and he's coming in, then it's going to be hard. But if we're going to strengthen anyway, it needs to be centre back because our defending and mistakes this season, like all of us, you know, Rovers fans know, has been the weak point. It's not been scored. We scored quite a few goals. I know we missed chances, but we have you know, our defend what we've conceded 33 goals. You know, we've nearly conceded as many as Scunthorpe have.
But I think that shows you the way Barton plays. Really, we are very open. We are pretty gun ho. You know, we get forward, and when we lose it, we got to get back quick because we are susceptible because we do throw a lot of men forward. But on the flip side of that, we all thought we was dead in the water when we had no centre forward, and all of a sudden, he's obviously adapted, trained a certain way to get these attacking players to play as two centre forwards. And like I said, goals haven't really been the problem for us. I know we've brought in Loft, and of course you do need a centre forward, of course you do, but it's not like we was crying out for one desperately. It was like it was panic stations. I just think he identified a target that was available at a club that was pretty much in the mud. He was going to go on a free in the summer anyway, so they took what they could get.
Yeah,
and smart business from Rovers, really. It is pretty smart business. You just don't know how he's going to turn out, but on paper, if you do the sums right and you look at it, 24 years old, scored a few goals for a side that is struggling bad, definitely going to go down. He's going to walk away in the summer anyway, so pick him up for a few quid.
Yeah, different type of striker, isn't it? It's something that we haven't got. We haven't got a target man. So and it's, I mean, let's face it, it is, you know, like I said like earlier, it's not like we signed him for like 400, 500k. It's 50k. It's nothing really for a player this. He can't be that bad if he was, you know, at, you know, Tottenham and Leicester, you know, in there for no reason. And you know, like I said, you know, we said he's done well for quite a very poor team. Got a comment here from the Cure Galore 94, touching back on giving players time. Got to remember, we gave every striker a fair shout. Look how long we backed Luke James and Tom Nichols. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, and even then, like Luke James had done okay. Nichols had done okay. But yeah, exactly. You know, yeah, Harry Anderson can play anywhere on the right. Temporary Ufid, big up to you as well, saying, what's the rearranged date for the missed games? I'm not sure off the top of my head. I don't have my phone next to me, but I think, what is it? Scunny, I think it's the 25th.
Yeah, Tuesday night.
On a Tuesday night away. I'm not sure. And Sutton is also a Tuesday night, but I can't remember what day it is as well. Yeah, Robert Brailsford saying we got to shift a few players. What, like I've said it on my other videos, like Westbrook and Hargreaves, but I can't really think of any other players. Like what other players, especially with the COVID pandemic going on, it's going to be hard to sort of get other players out really in it, because we're gonna need them. Like I think Westbrook and maybe Hargreaves, if they haven't got COVID, I think they might even start on the weekend, because I think we might, like you said, we might have to play like Whelan centre back on the weekend for that game to go, because I'm not really as of course I'm not as bothered as the FA Cup. I want to do better in the league, so I wouldn't mind playing a sort of a mixed up team for the FA Cup, because it's, you know, we're against, we obviously would rather focus on in the league. Is that your sort of thing going into the FA Cup? Would, like, even if we've got like a really weak team on, like would you not care as much if it goes ahead, because, you know, it's just we need to get back playing, and you would just, on to watch it play?
No, not really, to be honest. Because what will happen come 90 minutes is you'll get the backlash of shouldn't have played it. If you get tanked and with a load of kids out there and a load of spare parts, it'll all be got absolutely smashed in the FA Cup, waste of time. Now everyone's low on confidence. So the hindsight of it could be one way or the other. For me, I think you weigh it up. Every club's doing it. They're using COVID as an excuse for their injuries, and if they haven't got a fully fit side, so I don't see why we should be any different. We're going to get a backlog anyway. So what's the point in playing and just getting beat?
Yeah, that is true. To be fair, yeah, I could see it now. Like you play a weak team, and then everyone's
I'm with you. The FA Cup, I could take it or leave it. It makes no difference. The fact that I'm going to a game will do me. But what I don't want, I want us to go and be competitive if we are playing.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with a team that they're quite. Obviously we'll get into it more, but they're not doing well. But of course they've the thing that does well. Obviously, there's two things that go in their favour. One, that they're 2 divisions above us, and the other one that I don't think we've beaten them since 2007, if I'm not wrong, or 2010, something like that. I know we've got a really poor record against them, but like you said, like when it comes to predicting a team, which we'll get on to, but unless Barton comes out and says what players are out, which he probably won't do because he never does, because he don't want to give anything away, then we're not going to know until 2 p.m. if it's on. Matt's saying, I think Rovers could benefit with a player that can play centre back and right back. Yeah, I mean, but like you said, I'm sure Barton and the scout. Well, I say the scouting team. He's pretty much the scout, and he's the one that's pretty much in the searching for transfers and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. Who do you want transfer for? I mean, there ain't really many. I mean, now I just want centre backs, but who we get, I don't have a clue. I don't know who's available. I don't know what. I mean, I'd love to have a source from the club to know, but I don't. And I can't think of any off the top of my head. It's tough. You just get, we'll see what happens this month and who we're linked with. Make sure you hit the like button as well. But 20 people in so far, so hit the like button if you haven't already. Appreciate everyone tuning in and putting up with my bad connection. I'm sorry that it's so bad, but hopefully it can be sorted better for next week. Maybe. Yeah, but even that, like Neil said, we play wing backs. We don't play a back four anymore. So it's got to be a wing back if we're going to sign anyone. But then, even then, like you said, Hall can play there centre back. So as well, like he did against Rochdale, he done pretty well. Hargreaves is an absolute toss. Yeah, he's just never. He sort of reminds me. He's sort of like a younger version of Stuart Sinclair. Like he'll run around for you, put the hard graft in, but when it comes to ability and passing the ball, like he's no good. But it's a shame.
Hargreaves will do all right in a certain type of side. He looked like he was really going to get into that Coughlin side because he's all energy, he's all legs. Coughlin don't care what he's like with the ball. He just wants him to get up and down the pitch, affect the game, affect the player who's got the ball, make the box. He just wanted him running straight lines, basically backwards and forwards. And if you can send Hargreaves to a side that are just full of dogs and want to run around and make stuff happen for the sides to go and get the ball back, he'll do all right. He just ain't cut out for Barton the way Barton wants to do things.
Nah, yeah, I completely agree. Big up to Bristol Rovers Jane as well. How do you think the lineup is going to be? Yeah. I mean, crazy. Unless Barton says, who's available and whatever, then we're not gonna. It could be anything. It could literally be anything, especially with, if you think about, of course, we don't know who's back. Taylor, I think, is injured. Harry suspended. Finley suspended. Apart from that, you still got the other players. But that's the thing. If we was to get rid of anyone, which, to be honest with you, like like I said, the COVID. I don't. Who would, along with like say Hargreaves, who would you get rid of? Like, and also, what would you? I've seen a few people talk about this with Leon Clark. Would you get rid of him to get wage off the off the bill or what?
It don't work like that though, does it? You still got to pay the bloke up. So it
Yeah,
don't work like that.
that's the
You still
thing.
got to pay out a load of money to get rid of him. So
Yeah,
what you gain with one, you lose with the other. So I mean, who would I get rid of in January or in the summer?
yeah, in January, yeah,
No one. Can't afford to. Can't afford to just let people go. We're thin on the ground as it is. I don't think you can afford to let anyone go. I
yeah,
mean, you got Mayhew out on loan. You could fill a bench out. You could put someone like Tom Mayhew on the bench and give him minutes. He's all legs and all energy.
mm.
For Hargreaves being what he is, he probably isn't part of your plans. If you need to see a game out with 10 minutes left, he'll run his legs off for you. He'll do that. Is he a long term solution? No, but we're in a weird time now where we're getting games. We might get 3 in a week. We might get none in 2 weeks. So you never know how your squad's going to have to be managed. So I just think you have to play your cards close to your chest and make sure you ain't so thin on the ground that if you do get 3 games in a week, you're well and truly screwed.
Yeah. That is true. To be fair, yeah, because that even like Mayhew, like when he played, was it last season? Um, in the cup games, he done pretty well. I think he scored 2 goals as well in the EFL games. And well, we got a super chat. Big up to View from the Stands. He's a Villa fan, does a lot of watch alongs as well. Appreciate the donation. Saying, hope you have a great year, mate, with the channel. Cheers, same to you as well. Congrats on 4K as well. Both of us going for 5K. So go and subscribe to his channel. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and like the video. But yeah, big up to I met him at the Content Awards. So yeah, big up to A View from the Stands, great channel. But yeah, talking about lineups, we don't have a clue really, but we will put ours in. But what it will be, I don't know. With Coote's contract at the end of the season, would you like him to sign for next season? Well, we can talk about this, but I'll be doing a video tomorrow. I mean, I think most people know anyway. Like from now, I think we've seen enough of players' performances that who we would keep. But I will be doing a video giving my thoughts on because I know there's quite a few. But talking about Coots, I'll let you talk first on Coots. What would you do with him? Would you give him another year, or would you let him go?
I like Paul Coots. I don't think we've seen anywhere near the best of him due to the fact that he's never had a pre-season. He's probably only got himself up to 85% when he was playing his best for us right before it all went downhill with COVID, etc. No, I'd give Coots another year. I think he underpins what Barton wants to do. He sort of mirrors him from the bench to the pitch. He's a captain on and off that pitch. I think the younger lads look to, especially him and Whelan, to sort of dad that side, and you can see when he was at his best, he drives us. He absolutely drives us. He makes good decisions on and off the ball. He makes good fouls when he needs to, and he sort of dictates play. He sort of orchestrates what we need to do. As far as when we start to get a little bit ragged, because we do run hard as a side, we run hard and we sort of get a little bit, we get pulled about every now and then. He gets us back in. He gets our shape. He gets our shape on and off the ball better at set pieces. He's constantly chatting, and I just think going into next season, it's just going to be an extension of this one. This one feels like a little bit of a rehearsal for the main event, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm the same. I mean, obviously, I think everyone would have said at the start of the season, but that oh yeah, he would never be getting it. But obviously, didn't have a pre-season really. He had COVID. I think he had an injury on his first game. Was out for 3 games. So yeah, and like you said, I think he's only been getting better. And what stands out to me, especially was the Oxford game. When I was with you, and we said it. I thought he was outstanding. Like when you look at Oxford's midfields, and they got add a lot of quality. Brannigan and Sykes, and and it's just the way he talks, and like you said, he talks to everyone like this, leaders in that team, coming from, and it's of course mainly the midfield, with the experience with Whelan and Coots. But yeah, I'm the same. I definitely want Coots on another year. Even if we do get promoted, which I don't know what's going to happen. Anything can happen, this season with all the COVID and stuff. But if we do get promoted, I would happily just see him there for, he can play games or he can. But yeah, he's a great talker, great passer, great leader. So yeah, I'm sort of the same. But yeah, really good comment there though. But yeah, I will be doing a video on out of contract players tomorrow at 5 p.m. So stay tuned for that. Big up to Christian Dite as well, saying any news on Colin Taylor going back or is he staying? Well, at the moment, he's staying, but it all depends basically on Stoke City's injuries. I know they've. I didn't realise how bad their injuries actually was until I checked the other day. Recalled, but fingers crossed they can sign some centre backs and Taylor doesn't have to go back because he's been outstanding. Considering like I never even, and it's even better when you do that because before that like I'd never even heard of him. Same with Belshaw, like never heard of him, but they've both been outstanding really. Considering Connor Taylor's first loan in the Football League. His other loan was at Chester City, so yeah, he's been outstanding. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he's going to stay. But it all depends on their injuries and who they get in and whatever. So fingers crossed he can stay. Really, but yeah, I think we've sort of mainly covered transfers, like you said. Matt saying Glenn Whelan is also Glenn Whelan as well. Like I even said like he would still start for Man United. That's who Man United need is a player like Whelan and defend and just talk because they don't have that. But it's true. Whelan and like I said, Whelan. I think he was training pre-season for like some Sunday League team or something in the summer, which is, of course, because he was at Fleetwood, then he went to Hearts, and then he left Hearts like during the halfway through the season or something. So that's why it took him so long to get up to speed. But them two have been excellent, really. The cure would keep Coots at this level. Every midfield needs an enforcer, or you get overrun. Look how useful Sinclair and Agogo were from a perspective of pressing and challenging, even without the technique. Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's only the only obviously problem we've had, and it's only been 2 games that I can remember off the top of my head was when we come up against 2 pretty young midfields in Swindon and Newport, because they had 3 central midfielders against our 2 basically DMs, and we which was Whelan and Coots, and we couldn't really handle that. But apart from that, and that was a whole team thing anyway. It wasn't just Coots and Whelan being getting overrun. It was a whole team performance anyway. But yeah, I agree. You got to keep Coots. Big up to Ford and Blur as well. Glad no one's banging the bring back Ellis Harris. I mean, for a joke on Twitter, I said, I think people, bring him home. But to be fair, like it was, I talked about on the other video because he's been linked, he gets linked all the time. But for me, he's been there at Rovers for a long time. He's only had 2 good seasons, and I think it's the same for you, innit, Neil? You wouldn't, even if he was the only striker available, would you have took him back, or it's another one? Just say he's been there at Rovers, and he played in like the last sort of 3 seasons. So yeah, I'm guessing you would have been the same. Like you wouldn't have him back.
I mean, I don't mind Ellis, to be honest. I think he gets a bad rap from us, to be honest. I don't mind him. He's not going to get you 20 goals. He probably won't get you 20 goals, but he is effective in what he does. He backs in, he's physical, he runs hard, he makes life difficult, and you can't. it's League Two. You ain't going to get much better than that for nothing. Do you know what I mean? So if someone was to say to me,
Yeah,
Harrison wants to come back to Rovers and he wants to come back to the end of the season on a loan, I mean, even with lost, would I take him? Yeah, probably. I don't. I mean, that's what I don't mind Ellis. I think he was. I think he was dead effective for when we had him. I thought Clark played him really well. He played to his strengths. If you want him to get the ball down, turn on the halfway line, beat 4 players, he won't do it. But
yeah,
who is in League Two? If they could
yeah,
do
yeah,
that, they
yeah,
ain't
yeah,
playing in League Two. So no, I don't mind Ellis one bit. I
yeah.
mean, if he came back, would I be doing cartwheels? No, but I wouldn't mind it. It wouldn't be the end of the world. There's loads worse out than Ellis Harrison.
Yeah, yeah, but it's not even that. Like, I wouldn't mind the fact that he come back. It's just the fact that he's had injury problems and has hardly started games since he left us. I done the thing the other day in what because he, of course, he was at Ipswich, didn't really work out for him. I think he got one goal, but he had injuries and then he didn't start.
They were terrible as well, they weren't they? Ipswich were terrible.
And then at Portsmouth, 3 years. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's true. And then of course at Portsmouth, he's only basically been backup. So even then, but it's it's like when when people say they want it's always going to be hard to get a prolific goal scorer, no matter even if it's at the start of the season or in the summer, let alone January. So done decent with Loft, and we'll see. But big up to Charlie Webb as well. Got another super chat. Evening to you as well, mate. Appreciate your donation as well. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good New Year. I seen you was away, and I don't know where you was away, but it was banging. So hope you had a good one there. But yeah, appreciate the support as always. Evening to yes, I'm Cornish as well. Do you actually think we have a chance of getting? Yeah, of course we have a chance. Because I think Peterborough have been the same. I don't think they've played their last two, but they haven't had COVID. The other team has, so their players will be fine, but obviously not as. But course, we can beat them. They've been doing bad. They're low on confidence. I know it's been a while, but we won our last game. We're still on good confidence. But it all depends on lineup and if you ask the book. No, we wouldn't be expecting on there in years and years. But of course we can win. It just all depends on the day with the teams and stuff like that. Yes, I'm Cornish says. To be honest, I don't. If you don't want Harrison back, you are mental. He's better than all of our current strikers. Also, he has great personality to have in the club. I mean, that's interesting. When is he better than the strikers we got right now, Harrison?
Yeah, of course he is. Who of our lot plays for Portsmouth? None of our lot we're going to play for Portsmouth. You could say he's not getting a kick at Portsmouth, but none of our lot will.
Yeah, yeah, true. Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's like I said, but now I don't think we've got too many attacking players as it is now. So I don't think I'd be very surprised if we sign another striker. Put it that way.
I don't think he'll come, but is he better than what we've got? Would he be classed as one of the better League Two centre forwards if he went anywhere? Probably, from his pedigree and where he's been and what he's done at League Two level anyway. Yeah. So that's pretty much what you're looking at. If we was to sign Harrison this window, or anyone was, they'd say they've got a pretty established League Two centre forward there.
Yeah. It's an interesting one. Luke saying, wait, Finley is our Sinclair, but with the technique. Yeah, Finley's been class. It's all the suspense. Like, it's obviously he was out injured for a while and come back, been out again. Then he got suspended. So, but he is class, Finley. I love Finley. Even into Tom Butler as well. Big up to you, saying, like I said to you last night, Ellis isn't the answer because we need a goal scorer. However, I agree with Neil saying we won't get much better. Yeah, I agree as well. Matt saying Joey Barton's career progression for the next 15 years after Rovers, Burnley, Everton, England. What? Barbados. Yeah, that's why it looks so good then. Yeah. Hope you had a good one there. Yeah, it looked class. Bristol Rovers Jaden saying, how do you think Joey Barton is as the manager? Well, we can all say good and bad things and the style of play, but all I'm saying is I just hopefully he does. It's going to be hard though, like you said, Neil, with all the stopping and starting this season. Now you're not really going to get on any sort of run unless COVID just disappears, which it won't. So, but Barton, we can all have our. Even I've been annoyed at Barton at stages, but you just got to back him and see what happens. Really, hopefully, it can work out, and we'll see what happens. I fancy your chances in signing Ellis. I mean, I wouldn't mind him back, but not too many attacking players now. I think one striker's enough. I don't think we need Ellis as well. But obviously that's just my thoughts. Everyone can have their own opinions. Big up to Jack Slade. Me and Gas Harry vlogs are going on Saturday, hoping there could be an upset. They aren't doing very well. Yeah, that's true. Just hopefully it's on. Hopefully it doesn't do the same as it did last weekend because that was annoying. But yeah, I'm going as well. Neil's going, and I'm sure quite a lot of people will be going anyway. Because if we hadn't had football, I mean, it's a bit of an annoying ground for me, but I'll still go because there's been no football in ages. He is way better at this level. He's not doing well because he's out of his depth. He wouldn't score a lot of goals, but would have a field day in this league for us. Personally, would love Ellis back. Got pace, goal experience in League One, let alone League Two. So would be a welcome improvement to our short options. Always rated him. Matt's Shrewsbury. I seen that thing that Cottrell don't want Ellis. I reckon if Ellis comes, then Joey might put Aaron Collins on and Loft at halftime. I think he put Ellis Harrison on for Aaron Collins. Ellis would complement our attacking options, experience, pacey, and knows the mem and the pressure it brings. Yeah, that is true. He's been through currently the last 2 seasons he was with us. There was a lot of good moments with Ellis, and that was the only main time he actually finally found his feet. Really, the last 2 seasons, which was the conference season, then the season we got promoted to League One, and then he left. So Ellis, exactly. Ellis doesn't want League Two, but I think he might. To be fair, whatever, because I think he'll leave no matter what. But I think he'll just have to take what happens because I don't think many League One clubs will want him personally because he just hasn't been playing a lot this season. He's only mainly been used as a bench player. I'm going to apply to support Lee Mansell and the Gloucester City boys next week. Want to come? Yeah, depends if our game's on or not. If our game's off, then I might go. But finally getting on to the actual Peterborough game. Of course, like we've talked about, not doing well. Of course, the return of whether he starts or is on the bench and comes on should be interesting. But what do you make of it? Because, like you said, it's sort of one of those games where it's sort of like you just go in it. We talked about what the team will look like. We don't have a clue. But what's your thoughts on the game? And do you think it'd be a really tough game, or do you think we can get at them? Of course, depending on what team we put out.
It's pot luck, isn't it? We don't know what we're getting into until 2:00. Got absolutely no idea what we're getting into until 2:00. We don't know if we're bare bones, got plenty available, or anything. I mean, Loft's going to be cup tied, so he's not even an option. So I mean, if we've got a competitive side out and we're near enough as full strength as we can be, I think we can be pretty competitive against Peterborough. They're a weird club, Peterborough, for me. We had to drive through there the other weekend. Went to watch Boston play. That's in the arse end, middle of nowhere. That is like Peterborough's just nothing. There's nothing horrible, but it's they're a weird club. They're a weird club. They've, especially under Ferguson, he looks like he pays all his attention to the final third, and whatever comes behind it, he's not too asked about it. It looks like the budget goes from top right to the bottom because they pay no attention to their centre halves or their fullbacks. I mean, Beavers and that's why they are in the league. You know, they ship loads of goals, and they hope that their attacking midfielders and their centre forwards will do bits for them, which they do on the odd occasion. But over the course of 40 odd games, it's not the way to approach it. So the way we don't struggle for goals. So I could see us getting a point. I could see us taking them to a replay. I could see 2-2, 1-1. They're not to be feared at all, Peterborough. I think if you can get in their half, you've got every chance.
Yeah. I completely agree. Like you said, it all depends. Quickly got a comment. Do you think we'll get promoted? Hopefully, but it all depends on what happens. It's going to be very stop-start this season. Who don't have a clue who's available. That's the problem when we're trying to predict a team. You know, we're only going to find out at 2 p.m. if the game's on. Fingers crossed it is, because I can't be doing with another. Honestly, it's just rubbish. Like it's different. I could go to another game if it's not on, but it's not the same. And because it's been like over a month now, hasn't it? I think the last 4 games been off.
Tranmere, isn't it? Last one was Tranmere. Last one? No, Rochdale.
Yeah, Rochdale. So it's been Scunthorpe, Sutton, Leighton,
Crawley, Orient,
and Crawley. Yeah, that's the last 4 games we haven't played. And so hopefully it's on, and like you said, who's available, don't have a clue. I doubt Barton will tell us either. He might say a few players if they're back or not or whatever, but I doubt it. We won't know anything until kickoff, basically. So we don't have a clue, like if he's going to play like a team full of youngsters or whatever.
Well, he's not going to know until the day because of testing.
Yeah. Even then, so I just hope now though it isn't like last week. I just hope saying like, you know, they weren't going to do that, but I don't know why the coach left and then whatever. But I just hopefully it's on, and whatever team we put out, I just want to see. And it's going to be weird because obviously we haven't played for so long. Like basically over 3 weeks ago, we haven't played. So as long as we see sort of you know, hard work and whatever, you know, good performance, and I don't really. But I mean, I say going on to the team, there's pretty much no point because we don't have a clue. But I was going to say, even if players were fit, what team would you play? But is there much point because we literally don't know?
No, it's a shot in the dark, isn't it? I mean, you can name what you think your best side would be, but whether they're available or not, I don't know. The only things you're definitely sure of, what is it going to be? Harries and Finley are definitely suspended, and obviously you've got Loft, who's going to be unavailable through being a cup side. That's pretty much what you know is nailed on and available, isn't it? And then obviously you've got Taylor, who's definitely injured. Kilgore, definitely injured. Clark, Leon, definitely injured. That's pretty much the only ones you've got nailed on. Other than that, I mean, the protocol is you don't name players who have got COVID, so you're never going to know anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure they would only name players with that has it if they want to. If they don't think. But yeah, Jamie Stockley saying as well. Rovers Peterborough haven't played in ages either, so. Yeah, we just don't know. But yeah, make sure you smash the like button if you already haven't. Let's try and get 30 likes on the live preview. Do you think we will go into round 4? Hopefully, but I'm not too bothered. But it would be good. It would be good to try and get a big team. I'd rather just stick to the league and try and get that. But even then, we don't know with games and stuff. Robert Brailsford saying that there are no replays in round 3 and 4. Is there not? I didn't know.
Oh, it's going to go to Penn straight away, then, is it?
Yeah, is it Penn straight away?
Mustn't it?
Yeah. To be fair, they've probably done it, but I wouldn't. Obviously, I haven't seen anything, but I'm not surprised they've done that because that's what should be happening. Even with these, I know it's nothing to do with us, but even the game tonight, the Carabao Cup, that shouldn't be 2 legs. That should be 1 leg as well, but it's not. But I don't. But yeah, if it's only 1 leg, then yeah, it should be very interesting. Yeah, Peterborough in the relegation zone, so we'd have the potential for a cup set. Yeah, but like we said, it just depends on what teams are out for both teams really. Because the fitness of both. Still would have done training, but obviously depending on how many players in whatever. Because I seen Rovers like last week. I think it was on Luke Thomas's story. There was I think that was a week before the what game was it? The Scunthorpe game, I think. There was about 8 or 9 players, but obviously that was a while ago, so it all depends now. But if they're according to the rules, then the players that did have it last week play, but we will see. But we will do score predictions. So get your score predictions in the comments below. Let us know. And of course, if you're watching after the replay, then of course leave them in the comments and any thoughts. But yeah, going with you, Neil. What are you predicting? Obviously, we don't know anything else. We don't know, but we can still predict and hope we have a strong enough team to get.
If we can be competitive when we're out there, then I'll say we're taking the Pens and win on Pens.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, to be fair, I'm gonna go for the same. I'm gonna say 2-1. I'm gonna say we're gonna get our first win against Peterborough away since 27 or 2007. Sorry, not 27. 2007-08. I think that was the last time. But yeah, formation. Yeah. I mean, no matter what, I think no matter who plays, he's just going to stick to. He's not going to change. Yeah, be a 3-4-3 or 3-4-2-1, whatever play. But yeah, I'll go for 2-1. Neil's gone for 1-1 and Rovers to win on penalties. But yeah, get your predictions in the comments. Let us know. But yeah, that's interesting though. Going to penalties. It's a good thing to do. There's no point of doing replay and stuff like that. There really isn't with the way it's going. And fingers crossed, there's more games on because it's just even with like content. There was a few videos I've done sort of, but yeah, if there's any after this as well, make sure to leave if you want to see any different. I was thinking of doing my all-time Rovers XI. Since I've been going, I might do a poll tomorrow if you want, but obviously there will be a video out tomorrow at 5 p.m. On who I would keep out of contract players. So don't forget to keep an eye out for that. And yeah, fingers crossed the game goes ahead on the weekend because it's just been so long. And it'd be so annoying if we done this preview for like the last hour or so, and the game gets called off. But yeah, fingers going for a 2-2. Matt thinks there's extra time. He's gone for a 3-2. But if it's penalties, then Rovers, even though we've never seen Belshaw save a penalty. Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to say the least. But yeah, make sure to hit the like if you haven't already. Really appreciate you joining us. It was good to get back just talking gas. Been quite a while since we've done a live stream. But yeah, appreciate all the continued support. Keep smashing it. Subscribe. All the streams and all the posts. So yeah, really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you in the next stream. Up the gas.